He cleaned her office every night, then she discovered his secret and did something unforgettable. The building was always quiet by 8 p.m. Most employees had gone home, the lights dimmed, the offices darkened, except for the janitor, who silently moved from room to room with his mop, vacuum, and small cart of cleaning supplies. Clara Evans, a young rising executive at the firm, often stayed late. She was driven, ambitious, and constantly trying to prove herself in a high-pressure industry. Most nights, she didn't notice much of what happened around her. The office was just a space to chase deadlines, but over time, she began to notice something, a rhythm in the quiet. Papers neatly stacked, coffee mugs washed, a forgotten scarf gently folded and left on her desk. It was always the same man. He moved with a quiet grace, never interrupting her focus. He never spoke unless spoken to. Always nodded politely. His name tag said Miguel. He looked to be in his 50s, wore the same faded blue uniform, and carried an old thermos that smelled faintly of mint tea. One night, Clara stayed particularly late. The deadline was crushing and the system crashed. Frustrated, she slammed her pen down and let out a groan. Miguel, passing by with his mop, paused. "Rough night?" he asked softly. Clara blinked. It was the first time he'd said anything unprompted. "Yeah," she sighed. "Feels like I'm working so hard for nothing." Miguel smiled gently, his eyes kind. "Sometimes it feels that way. But maybe the work you do now is preparing you for something you can't see yet." Clara nodded slowly. Something about his words stuck with her. Over the next few weeks, they talked more brief, quiet exchanges. Miguel never complained. He asked her questions about her work, always listened carefully. He carried himself with humility and calm, even when wiping floors or emptying trash cans. Then one night, Clara forgot her laptop charger and returned to the office at midnight. The building was nearly dark. She didn't expect anyone to be there. That's when she heard it, the sound of a piano. Following the music, she reached the employee break room. Inside, Miguel sat at the old upright piano in the corner, his eyes closed, his fingers dancing across the keys like waves on a calm sea. The melody was hauntingly beautiful, full of sorrow and hope. She stood frozen, listening. It was like hearing someone's soul speak. When he finished, Miguel turned and saw her. Embarrassed, he stood up quickly. "I didn't know anyone was still here. I usually just play when it's quiet." That was incredible, Clara said. "Where did you learn to play like that?" He hesitated. "A long time ago. I used to be a music teacher. Before I lost my family in an accident. I couldn't keep up with anything after that. This job, it's what I could find." Something simple. Clara was stunned. The man who emptied their bins, who swept their floors, was once a master of melody, broken not by talent, but by tragedy. She didn't sleep that night. The next day, she spoke with HR, then her boss, then a friend at a nonprofit. 2 weeks later, Miguel arrived at work as usual, but this time Clara was waiting. "There's someone I'd like you to meet," she said, smiling. She introduced him to a music school director, who offered him a chance to volunteer as a piano teacher just once a week to start. Miguel's eyes welled with tears. "Why? Why would you do this?" Clara smiled. "Because someone once told me that the work we do now might be preparing us for something we can't see yet. You helped me believe in that. Now it's my turn." He took the offer. Weeks passed, then months. Miguel began teaching part-time. His students adored him. The light returned to his eyes. 1 year later, he was hired full-time to lead the school's community music program, helping underprivileged youth find expression through piano. Clara was invited to their first recital. As she watched Miguel take the stage, smiling in front of a full room of clapping children and proud parents, she felt something shift inside her, a reminder that sometimes the smallest kindness can change someone's entire path.